Blog Talk Radio.
Hulatanya Edame Yemibal said on Saturdays, the Sabbath, Meskel Abra Bekokboch Samayin Asget Kohulum Ahayin Asai Meskel Abra Bekokboch Samayin Asget. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars. Of all the sun is seen. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars.
Shabbat shalom, send it shalom. Shabbat shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom.
For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire.
Babylon burning. Babylon burning. Babylon burn. They have no water. Fire, fire, fire.
When I say more, you say fire. More fire. More fire. Yeah, man, that's what.
Why, slash, perfect, blessed, more fire, more fire, more fire.
Blessed be Ab, Ubu, Manfat, Adu, Amlak, Aman. Princess has come out of Egypt. Ethiopians now stretches forth their hands unto God. O God of Ethiopia, our divine majesty, thy spirit has come into our heart to dwell in the path of righteousness. Leads us. Help us to forgive that we must be forgiven. Teach us love, loyalty on earth as it is in Zion. Endure us with thy wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do thy will. Thy blessing to you, that the hungry be fed, the naked be clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, and the infants cared for. Deliver us from the hands of our enemies, that we may prove fruitful in these last days. When our enemies are past and decay, in the depths of the sea, in the depths of the earth, or in the bowels of a beast. Oh, give us all a place in thy kingdom forever. Selah. Let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Jah, thou art the strength and our Redeemer, that liveth and reigneth in the heart of man.
Slash, perfect, blessed, Moriah.
My evil boy, everything takes time.
יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, הבוחר בדוד עבדו ובזרעו אחריו, והבוחר בשירות ותשבחות, שתפן ברחמים אל קריאת מזמורי תהילים שיקרא, כאילו אמרם דוד המלך עליו השלום בעצמו, זכותו יגן עלינו, ויעמוד לנו זכות פסוקי תהילים וזכות תיבותיהם, ואותיותיהם ונקודותיהם וטעמיהם והשמות היוצאים מהם מראשי תיבות ומסופי תיבות לכפר פשענו ועוונותינו וחטאותינו ולזמר עריצים ולהכרית כל החוכים והקוצים הסובבים את השושנה העליונה ולחבר אשת נעורים עם דודה באהבה ואחווה ורעות ומשם ימשך לנו שפע לנפש רוח ונשמה לטהרנו מעוונותינו ולסלוח חטאותינו ולכפר פשענו כמו שסלחת לדוד שאמר מזמורים אלו לפניך כמו שנאמר גם אדוני העביר חטאתך ולא תמות ואל תיקחנו מהעולם הזה קודם זמננו עד מלות שנותינו באופן שנוכל לתקן את אשר שחטנו וזכות דוד המלך עליו השלום יגן עלינו ועדנו שתאריך אפך תשובנו אליך בתשובה שלמה לפניך ומאוצר מתנת חינם חוננו כדכתיב וחנותי את אשר אחון וריחמתי את אשר הרחם וכשם שאנו אומרים לפניך שיר בעולם הזה כך נזכה לומר לפניך אדוני אלוהינו שיר ושבחה לעולם הבא וידע אמירת תהילים תתעורר חבצלת השרון ולשיר בקול נעים בגלעד ורנן כבוד הלבנון ניתן לה עוד והדר בבית אלוהינו במהרה בימינו אמן צל לכו נרננה לאדוני נריע לצור ישענו נקדם פניו בתודה בזמירות נריע לו כי אל גדול אדוני ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים.
Boy, everything takes time.
Rastafari, Abagada, Awazat, Taya, Kaya, Manasai, Patada, Warashata, ha, ha.
Psalm 92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness, unrighteousness, no 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 unright, 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 no.
מזמור שדה ב' מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועליך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בער לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. בפרוח רשעים כמו עשב, ויציצו כל פועלי אבן, להישמדם עד עד. ואתה מרום לעולם אדוני. כי הנה אויביך אדוני, כי הנה אויביך יאבדו, יתפרדו כל פועלי אבן, ותרם כרעם קרני, בלותי בשמן רענן, ותבט עיני בשורי, וקמים עלי מרעים, תשמענה אוזני. צדיק התמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון ישגה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו. להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תבוא.
Perfect. Blessed. Messiah. Messiah.
Rastafari, LOJ, the Line of Jewish Society. Check us out, Rastafari Israelites on the YouTube. it's on the live streaming via. Also, our main hub on the web. Link and contact at lojs.org. That is lojs.org. Shalom, Chabarim. Shalom. Yeshua Shalom. Yeshua Shalom. Yeshua Shalom. Yeshua Shalom.
Rastafari. Greetings, my Ethiopian brothers and sisters at home and abroad. There's so much to share. Brother Yado, Tafari, the Lion of Judah Society, with Her Majesty. Brother Yado, Salam Tana, Aina, Lion of Judah Society, with Her Majesty. What we're speaking about here, we speak about the good news of the King of Kings. We speak of the gospel of His Majesty. Our black Lord and Savior, Yeshua.
Yo, LOJ Society of His Imperial Majesty. That's just what it had to be for Jah to reveal Himself to me. Power of the Trinity. And listen, I see the purity, fulfillment of the prophecy. I kingdom the property, wisdom of our Socrates. Wyndham yachting, dropping these gems on these brims. My prayer cups should fall, my fringes, my Timbs. We set apart, so we not with them, but we with Him. This is for the Israelites, the proselytes, the neophytes, the Morpheus and the neotype, the shine through darkness, pineal light. Meditation on these scriptures till I get it right. I just might delete you, slap your preacher if he don't teach you. Mystics from the carpet, CC office, keep it a stop it. We got the drop on the pocket.
Grab your pen and your paper and your sacred scripture, the Bible, holy Bible, and bring up willing and ready mind for the Lion of Judah Society with Imperial Majesty. Brother Yadon Salam Tana, Aina, Lion of Judah Society with Imperial Majesty. What we're speaking about here, we speak about the good news of the King of Kings. We speak of the gospel of His Majesty. Our black Lord and Savior, Yeshua. The Muslim Rastafari, this is Wyndham, brother Yadon, Arafirino, Tafari, Rastafari, the Lions of Judah Society with Imperial Majesty.
This discipleship radio broadcast has been made possible by donations from audience and listeners like you. Give thanks. Thank you very much, Miss Ghana.
Sick be nourished, age protected, infants be cared for. All for one, one for all, working in this manner, there shall be no failure.
So I and I, children, sing and praise thy power, even the first power of the Holy Trinity. The Maui, Haile Selassie. My name ready, my name ready, my name ready. Shabbat Shalom.
עובדה שכל מי שאוהב את השבת, אין ספק זהו יום מיוחד. מצווה גדולה בשבת להיות בשמחה, שבור וזכור, כי היא מקור הברכה. שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, קח את הזמן ותרגע לאט לאט. שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, קח את הזמן ותרגע. אמרתי יום שישי מגיע זהו זמן ניקיונות, כי ביום חמישי עשינו קניות, קנינו בשר, יין ודגים, ים סלטים, חלות וממתקים. כן הולך להיות שבת, אמרתי מה זה מתאים, אחרי שבימות החול אכלנו סרטים, נשען וננוח, נתחלבש ונלמד, וככה תעבור לה בשמחה השבת. שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, קח את הזמן ותרגע לאט לאט אחי. שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת, קח את הזמן ותרגע. אמרתי 12 שעות בחלומות, אני עף, התעוררתי בקטנה לשחרית ומוסף, עכשיו כולי מוכן, הבטן פנויה, להוריד את החמין בסעודה השנייה. אחרי זה עד מנחה אני הלכתי לישון, מצידי שיעירו אותי כל מי שמבין אותי ירים את היד מוקדש באהבה לכל שומרי השבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת קח את הזמן ותירגע לאט לאט שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת קח את הזמן ותירגע כן ישנם שמנסים את השבת לשמור אך עם כל עסקי החול לא הצליחו לגמור כולנו עדיין עמוק בתאוות והם לא מסוגלים בלי ללכת לעבוד אז תתפלל עבורם שיהיו בשמחה להם אחרי הכל מגיע יום מנוחה להחליף את האנרגיה ולהתחדש שבת זהו יום שכולך מתחדש אז עזוב אותי בבבילון ושין קופרש את כל המחשבות על הכסף לגרש תספוג את כל הבורסה משתנים במדד עזוב את השטויות במות תשמור איתי שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת קח את הזמן ותירגע לאט לאט שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת שומר שבת אמרתי שומר שבת קח את הזמן ותירגע
Yes. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Salam. Shomer Shabbat. Keeping the Sabbath right here. The After the Shabbat podcast here with the 38th sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong, Shabbat Korach. Sabbath Korah. Ice, bald head. This revolution right here, Fortune revolution, these 4 rebellions here in the wilderness. Today's daily psalm, interesting, also a type of rebellion. Psalm 51, the Hebrew repentance prayer right here.
Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Today's daily psalm, Psalm 51 right here.
Shalom again. Shalom Chaverim. Here we have today's daily psalm. We have
Psalm 51.
מזמור נ"א למנצח מזמור לדוד בבוא אליו נתן הנביא כאשר בא אל בת שבע 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 אל בת שבע
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, thy loving kindness, thy loving kindness, thy loving kindness.
חונני אלוהים כחסדך 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 כחסדך
According unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgression, my transgression, my transgression, my transgression, my transgression.
כרוב רחמך מחפש העין
Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, my lips, my lips, my lips.
Adonai שפתי תפתח, 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 תפתח.
And my mouth shall show forth thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise.
ופי יגיד תהילתך, 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 תהילתך.
For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. A broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar, 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 upon thine altar.
מזמור נ"א למנצח מזמור לדוד. בבוא אליו נתן הנביא כאשר בא אל בת שבע. חונני אלוהים כחסדך, כרוב רחמך מחפש עי. ערב כבסני מעווני ומחטאתי טהרני. כי פשעי אני אדע וחטאתי נגדי תמיד. לך לבדך חטאתי והרע בעיניך עשיתי. למען תצדק בדובריך תזכה ושופטיך. הן בעוון חוללתי ובחטא יחמתני אמי. הן אמת חפצת בטוחות ובסתום חוכמה תודיעני. תחטאני ואזוב ואתהר, תכבסני ומשלג אלבין. תשמיעני ששון ושמחה, תגלנה עצמות דיכית. הסתר פניך מחטאי וכל עוונותי מחל. לב טהור ברא לי אלוהים, ורוח נכון חדש בקרבי. אל תשליכני מלפניך, ורוח קודשך אל תיקח ממני. השיבה לי ששון ישעך, ורוח נדיבה תשמחני. אלמדה פושעים דרכיך, וחטאים אליך ישובו. הצילני מדמים אלוהים אלוהי תשועתי. תרנן לשוני צדקתך. אדוני שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תהילתך. כי לא תחפוץ זבח ואתנה, עולה לא תרצה. זבחי אלוהים רוח נשברה, לב נשבר ונתקה, אלוהים לא תבזה. היטיבה ברצונך את ציון, תבנה חומות ירושלים. אז תחפוץ זבחי צדק עולה וחליל, אז יעלו על מזבחך תפרים.
Chapter 12. The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens and layeth the foundation of the earth and formeth the spirit of man within them. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. And I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their hearts, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, in the Lord of hosts their God. In that day will I make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. And they shall devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplication. And they shall look upon me, whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Hadad-Rimmon in the valley of Megiddo. The land shall mourn every family apart, the family of the house of David apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Levi apart, and their wives apart, the family of Shimei apart, and their wives apart. All the families that remain, every family apart, and their wives apart. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, 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 even in Jerusalem, 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 even in Jerusalem. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, even in Jerusalem. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah, against yourselves, against yourselves, against yourselves, against yourselves, against yourselves, against yourselves, against. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall be as God, 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 as the angel of the Lord before them. before them, before them, before them, before them, before them, before them. And the house of David shall be as God, shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord, 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 the angel of the Lord. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall, the house of David, 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 the house, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before the Lord, 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 before the Lord.
It is good that you are here to record this picture of me in my palace garden at Addis Ababa. People who see this throughout the world will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
מזמור נ"א למנצח מזמור לדוד. בבוא אליו נתן הנביא כאשר בא אל בת שבע. חונני אלוהים
when Babylon roosters crow, they like 3 times that know that's how it goes. I went to bed first night and I rise first light with a spiritual healing. And as another tune, write a Bible dove tune, my voice and none of my melody stealing. As how they give Sean her delight, if they just give by a mic, they would know that this melody is reaching. Dance all over the earth, and reggae music that keep on beating, cause he speaks with me through the window. And I know we live in the window. And how I know it's true, but when my love true, when Babylon roosters crow, they like 3 times and know that's how it goes. To how the music sweet like the food we have a eat. No one noticed that the sun start burn. My intent push them to a peak, but the music got them feet. Let them tell this vibe must be a journey. Take to the streets, berries in their beak, picking seeds from the wheat, drinking water from the burn. When I heard one said a birdie can be herdy, but surely not worthy, it don't catch a worm. Cause he speaks with me through the window. And I know he lives in the window. And how I know it's true, but when my love's true, when Babylon roosters grow, they like 3 times and know that's how it goes. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, it speaks with me through the window, and I know we live in the window. mad up cool. When Babylon roosters crow, they like 3 times and you know that's how it goes. Yeah. I went to bed first night and I rise first light with a spiritual healing. And that's another tune, right? A Bible dove tune. My voice and none of my melody stealing. As though they give Shana the light, if they just give by a mic, they would know that this melody is reaching. Dance all over the earth, and reggae music that keep bands beating, cause he speaks with me through the window. And I know we live in the window, and how I know Babylon roosters grow, they like 3 times and
but it's true.
And David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd.
It is good that you are here to record this picture of me in my palace garden at Addis Ababa. People who see this throughout the world will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
And David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children, forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Evermore. Evermore.
The whole of mountains. Jah loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things have been spoken of the O city of God. I'll make mention to Rahab and Babylon to them that know I. With the old Philistine Tyre, with Ethiopia, it shall be said that this man was born there, and the highest himself shall establish the earth. Jah Rastafari.
Here we have today's daily song. We have song. Nathan the prophet came to him after he had gone into Bathsheba. Shalom, Chaverim, shalom. Today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, you have the order of Melchizedek. Today's daily psalm is Mizmor Non Aleph, Nun Aleph, Non Aleph, Psalm Li, Psalm 51. A penitent's cry, and here, Midrash, a study on today's daily psalm. For the leader, a psalm of David, when Nathan the prophet came to him, after he had gone into Bathsheba. Here, Hebraically, verses 1 and 2. La menatzeach mizmor le David, bebo elayo natana hanabi, ka'asher ba il bat shava. For the leader, La Menatzeach, for the Menatzeach, for the chief musician, for the overcomer, for the Menatzeach. Mizmor, a psalm, a chant. Isis, a psalm, intonation. Mizmor le David, a psalm of David, of David, of the well-beloved. La Menatzeach, Mizmor le David. Bebo Elayo Natana Hanabi. When Nathan the prophet came to him, Bebo Elayo. Modern Hebrew, Bevo Elav Natana Ha Navi. Here, ancient, archaic, Afro-Shemitic pointing. Bebo Elayo Natana Ha Navi. When Nathan the prophet came to him, after he had gone into Bathsheba, Ka'asher Ba Il Bat Shava,
Ilbat Shava. When he had gone, in other words, literally in the Hebrew, when he had came, ba, go, to go, in that sense, to enter, to go. Ka'asher ba, Ilbat, bat, daughter, Shaba, 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 Shaba. 7, daughter of 7, daughter of the oath, euphemistically in a sense, daughter of the covenant, daughter of the 7, right? Bat, here pointed as Bat, related to the Bayit house, but here as Bat, daughter, Il to Bat, Shaba, Shaba, Bat Shaba. So here, verse 1 and verse 2. La menat eyach, mizmor le David, bebo elayo natana hanabi ka'asher ba il bat Shaba. These words are to be considered in the light of the verse. Zahu Shamar Hakatub. This is what Scripture says. Zahu Shamar Hakatub. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Here, Proverbs 18, verse 21. Here, Mishle Shlomo. Here, the Proverbs, the Mashal of Solomon. Proverbs 18, verse 21. Mawet we chayim biyad lashon. Mayet we chayim biyad lashon. Death and life. Mawet. Death. Mawet. Modern Hebrew, enunciated as mavet. Maveta ve chayim biyad lashon. Here, archaic pointing, Afro-Semitic pointing. Mawet. Death. We and chayim. Chayim. Life or lives. Chayim. Mawet we chayim, death and life, to say lives, biyad, by way of in, on, yad, the hand, yad, biyad, lashon, the tongue, lashon. Mawet we chayim, biyad, lashon. Here being brought out, good and evil, life and death, and that which ruleth over them continually is the tongue. Ecclesiasticus, we have 37, verse 18 as a point of reference. Cautious speech may preserve life, as rash talk can imperil it. The direct of the Hebrew here is mawet we chayim, death and lives, biyad, in the hand, lashon, or in the hand of the tongue. So power here is brought out as yad, the hand. Learn to read the sign language, here, the Hebrew hieroglyphs, so to speak. Right, the Hebrew hieroglyphs, learning to read the sign language. So death and life are in the hand, to say the power, the doing, the working, biyad lashon. Mawet we chayim biyad lashon. That is to say, a man's tongue, a man's lashon, can bring him to dwell in the olam haba, in the world to come. For what brought David into the olam haba? What brought David into the world to come? The tongue, halashon, the tongue in his mouth, befio, that said, I have sinned, I have out up, as is said even in second Samuel chapter 12, verse 13, where it reads, and David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And here, second Samuel chapter 12, verse 13, full of the verse, and David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said to David, Yahweh, Jehovah also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Wayomer David el Natana, Hatati la Yahweh, Hatati la Yahweh, my uckery, my sin, my falling short, my missing the mark. Hatati la Yahweh, to he who be who he be. I have sinned against he who be who he be. Wayomer Natan. And Nathan said, El David, to David, Gam, Yahweh, He Ebir, Chatatika, Lo, Tamut. And Nathan said to David, Yahweh, Jehovah also hath put away thy sin. Gam, Yahweh, He Ebir, Chatatika, thou shalt not die. Lo, Tamut, Lo, Tamut. So, what brought David, into the olam haba, into the world to come? Halashon, the tongue in his mouth that said, I have sinned, I have ucked up, I have sinned. Chatati la Yahweh, against Jehovah, miss the mark for he who be. Chatati la Yahweh, I have sinned against Jehovah. David was in darkness, disillumination, and Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And the Holy One, blessed be He, Holy One, prospered be he, increased be he, kindled light, illumination for him, as David said, even in Psalm 18, Hebraically verse 29, thou dost kindle my lamp, the eye does kindle my lamp. Kiata tamir neri, for the eye, ki ata, for the eye, kiata, tair, to kindle, to light, for the eye does light my lamp. Thou dost kindle my lamp, thou dost light my lamp. Kiata, tair neri, kiata, tair neri. Again, the verse, even in Psalm 112, Hebraically the 4th verse, that reads, in the darkness shine a light because of upright deeds. In the darkness, this illumination, shine an illumination, a light, because of upright deeds. Here, Mizmor Kof Yod Beit, the 112th Psalm, here, Hebraically the 4th verse, right here. Zarach ba choshek, or La Yasharim, to the upright, La Yasharim, La Yisharim, to the upright ones, the Yisharim, La Yisharim, he shineth as a light in the darkness. Zarach, he rises up, Zarach, like the sun rise, like the sun shines, the illumination of the Zarach, Ba Choshek, he shineth, Ba in on Choshek, the darkness, the disillumination, or a light, Laisharim, for the upright ones. Zarach ba choshek, or Laisharim. So here in the darkness shine a light, or because of Yisharim, upright deeds. This means here that David said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the Holy One, the set apart one, blessed be he, increased, prospered be he. I beg thee, look back upon the uprightness of this Ben Yisrael, of this son of Yisrael. Indeed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Solomon, according to the words of 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 14, if thou wilt walk in my ways, as thy father David did walk, if thou, I will walk, will trod, will yard in my ways, as your father David did walk, did trod, did yard. We'im teleka biya derakaya lishmor chukaya u'amitzvotaya ka'asher halaka David abika ha arakatiya eta yameka. Full of verse here, 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 14. And if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep my statutes and my commandments, we'im telek biya derakaya lishmor chukaya u'mitzvotai. As thy father David did walk. Ka'asher halaka David abika. Then I will lengthen thy days. With ha arakati eta yameka. We'ima teleka biya derakaya lishmor hukai mitzvotai. Ka'asher halaka David abika. With ha arakati eta yameka. So here indeed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Solomon, We'in teleka biya derakaya lishmor hukai u'mitzvotai ka'asher halaka David abika we ha'arakti et yameka. If thou will walk in my ways, we'im telek bi derakai. If the eye will walk, we'im telek bi derakai, in my ways, as thy father David did walk, did trod, did yard, kasher halak David abika. And do not look back upon that hour when I stumbled before thee. So too David said, according to today's daily psalm, here, Mizmor Nun Aleph, Psalm 51, Hebraically verse 11, David said, hide thy face from my sin, hide thy face from my uckery, hide thy face from my sin, my falling short, my missing the mark, my fuckery, hide thy face. Hasatir paneka meya chatai, from my sin, my missing the mark, my falling short, my missing the mark, hide Hastir, 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 hide, hastir, panika, paneka, paneka, thy face, thy perception, made from chat'ai, chat'ai. Hastir, panika, may chat'ai. As soon as Natan said to David, according to the words of 2 Shemuel, 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 13, Yahuwah, Jehovah, also hath put away thy sin. Yahuwah, he who be, also has put away thy sin, thy uckery, thy missing of the mark. Gam, Yahuwah, he'ebir, chat'atika, he who be, also. Gam, Yahuwah, he'ebir, chat'atika. David thereat composed this psalm, this mizmor, this chant, to him who lets himself be won over, to him who lets himself be won over. La menatzeyach, to the chief musician, to the leader, Hebraically menatzeyach, to the overcomer, to him, la menatzeyach, to him who allows himself to be won over. La menatzeyach, a psalm of David, a psalm of David, Mizmor le David. When Nathan the prophet came to him after he had gone into Bathsheba, Bibo, Elayo, Natan Hanabi, Asher Ba, Il Bathsheba. Here, Midrash note. So here, Midrash, a study note right here. Today's daily psalm, Mizmor non Aleph. Here, usually, this part that is brought out here in the study note, La Menatzeyach, is usually rendered as for the leader on the KJV Bible as to the chief musician, La Menatzeyach. But from the Hebrew, it can be brought out, the Menatzeyach, La to Menatzeyach, to the one who allows himself to be won over, to the overcomer, La Menatzeyach. For more, confer right on the above Midrash on Psalm 4.6. Here, today's daily psalm. La Menatzeyach, to him who allows himself to be won over, to the overcomer. A chant, Isaiah, a psalm of David when Nathan the prophet came to him after he had gone into Bathsheba, after he had gone into the daughter of the oath, the daughter of the seven. La natzeyach mizmor leDavid, v'bo alayo Natan hanabi, ka'asher ba il Bathsheba. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. Here, today's psalm, today's daily psalm, Psalm 51, Hebraically here. We have the third verse, Hebraically right here, according to the Hebrew. Verse numbering note is different because the first two verses, right, are the superscription. So here, Hebraically, the verse that reads, have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to thy loving kindness, Chaneni, Elohim, ke chasedeka, Chaneni, be gracious to I. Shohanna, Chaneni. Some enunciate as Choneni Elohim. Ke chasedeka, according to thy chesed, chasedeka, according to thy loving kindness, according to thy mercy. Chaneni Elohim, ke chasedeka. With whom may David be compared? With a man who had a wound on his hand and came to a physician. The physician, the Hakim, the wise, the physician said, quote, thou canst not have treatment. The wound is large, but the money in thy hand is little. The man said, I beg thee, take all the money that I have here, and as for the rest, may it come from thee. Have mercy on me. Chaneni, have compassion upon me. End quote. So too, David said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the Holy One, the set apart one, blessed be he, prospered be he, have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to thy loving kindness. Chaneni Elohim, ke chasedeka. Chaneni Elohim, ke chasedeka. Thou art compassionate. According to the multitude of thy compassions, blot out my transgressions. Here, fuller part of the verse right here. According to the multitude of thy compassions, blot out my transgressions. Korov rachmeka mechei fishai. According to the multitude of thy compassions, robe, the enoughness, as enoughness. According to the multitude, robe rachmeka Mechei, blot out, Mechei, Fishai, my transgressions. Korov Rachmeka, Mechei, Fishai. Thou hast already shown I, much, enough mercy. David also said, make passing great thy mercies, O thou that savest them that take refuge in thee, in the eye. Even here in Psalm 17, verse 7, David also said, make passing great thy mercies, O thou the eye that savest them that take refuge in thee, those who take refuge in the eye. Hafle hasadeka, Moshiach chosim, miyamita komamim, biyamineka. Full of verse here, make passing great thy mercies, O thou that savest by thy right hand from assailants, them that take refuge in thee. Hafle chasadeka, Moshiach chosim, miyamita komamim, biyamineka. Healing comes from thee, from the eye. Because the wound is large, lay on a large poultice for me, for I. As is said even here in today's daily psalm, Mizmor Non Aleph, Psalm 51, here, the Dalet, the fourth verse Hebraically that reads, wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity. Wash I thoroughly, and thoroughly from mine iniquity, from mine antiquity, from my moral perversion. And here the Ketib, what is written, we have Harbe, Kabeseni me onni. We have also the Kare, Hareba, Kabeseni me onni. Modern Hebrew, Harbe, Hareb, Kabeseni me voni. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity. Me oni, me voni, from my moral perversity. Hence, here you learn that every man who commits a transgression is as unclean as though he had touched a dead body and must be purified with hyssop. So too David said, even here today's psalm, Mizmor Non Aleph, here in the ninth verse, Hebraically he says, purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Purge I with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Purge me, purge I. Purge I. Be'ezob, with and at tahar, and I shall be tahar. I shall be tarat. I shall be tahar. With at tahar. Tichateniya be'ezoba. With at tahar. Did David actually fall into uncleanness? Did he actually, really fall into uncleanness? Midrash, study note right here, connected with the question, did David actually fall into uncleanness? Here, the Midrash note, where purging with hyssop is required. So this question is in a response to what David says when he says, Techadeni be'zoba we'etahar, where he says, purge I with hyssop we'etahar, and I shall be clean. So the question, did David actually fall into uncleanness? Because purging with azob, vezov, be'azob, with hyssop, which is called azob, this is what is required according to Ha-Torah. So here, question again. Did David actually fall into uncleanness? No, but into an iniquity, an avon, iniquity, a moral perversity, a moral perversion, whereby his soul, nafsho, she was wounded to mawet, to mavet. So no, David didn't actually fall into uncleanness, but into an iniquity, an avon, right, a moral perversity, whereby his soul, nafsho, she was wounded to mawet, to mavet, to death. Thus, also in another mizmor, another psalm, another chant, he said, my heart is wounded to death within me. My heart is wounded to death within I. Here in Psalm 109, the 109th Psalm at the 22nd verse. That reads like this, here, full of verse, for I am poor and needy. Ki ani, we ebion anoki. Ki ani, I am oni, I am poor. Ki ani, I am poor, we ebion. Ebion, also another word for poor, needy, the Ebionites, we ebion anoki. For poor, ani, we ebion, and needy, anoki. Willibi halala bi karbi, and my heart is wounded. Willibi, and libi, Willibi, and libi, and my heart halal, wounded, perforated to say almost like punctured, like hole, like a hole. Halal, Willibi halal bi Karbi, within me, in the innermost of me, bikarbi, with libi halal bikarbi. Hence, here you learn that every man who knows that he has sinned, that he has ucked up, and prays because of his uckery, his fuckery, and is in fear, in reverence because of it, and holds converse about it with Hakadosh Baruch Hu, with the Holy One, blessed be He, with the Isla One, the set apart one, prospered, increased be He. Him, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, forgives. But of every man who sins, who ucks up, and then tramples his sin, his uckery, underfoot, so as to get it out of his sight, of him, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, the Isla One, blessed be He, demands requital. And the verse, even from Psalm 49, Hebraically verse 6, wherefore should I fear in the days of evil? Because the iniquity, the moral perversities of my heels compasseth me about, encircleth me about. Wherefore should I fear? Lama ira bime ra'a eona ikevaya. Yesubeni. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil? Why? Lama. Why should I fear? Lama ira. Why should I fear? Lama ira. In the days of evil. Bime ra'a. In the days of evil, of hurt, of ill, of unkindness. Why should I fear? When the iniquity of my supplanters. Eon ikavai. The iniquity, the moral perversity of my supplanters, Yisubei hani, compasseth, encircleth I, Yisubei ani. Lamayra, bime ra'a, eona ikevai, Yisubei. This refers to those who would, with their heels, with their ikeb, with their heels trample on their avon, out of sight. Lamaira bimera evona ikavaya yisubeini. This here referring to those who would, with their heels, trample their iniquity, their moral perversity, out of sight. But the mashal, the parable, the proverb, the allegory, the parable, the mashal, it tells Einai, the scorpion who fells the camel merely by stinging him in the heel says, quote, as thou livest, I shall come up to the crown of thy head. Here. What does the mashal, what does the parable, the proverb, the allegory tell us? It tells Einai that the scorpion who fells the camel merely by stinging him in the heel says, as thou livest, I shall come up to the crown of thy head. And here, Midrash note, one on the scorpion who fells, or who slays. So another reading of this from the Midrash note, the parable that tells us that the scorpion who fells, or the scorpion who slays the camel merely by stinging him in the heel, says, as thou livest, I shall come up to the crown of thy head. So here for next Midrash note right here, so padua ad loka, and zayita ra'anin, on the Yalkut Adloka. So Buba's amendation of the nikat, right? It seems to make better sense, particularly since shuf,
the Hebrew shuf. It means to trample rather than to sting. So the translation would then be, a scorpion stung a camel in the foot, and the camel trampled him under his heel. Just before he expired, the scorpion said, "Thou hast slain me, but by thy life my poison will yet rise to the crown of thy head, and slay thee I also." Here for Midrash note on this section. Once again, the translation alternative would then be that a scorpion stung a camel in the foot, and the camel trampled him under his heel. Just before he expired, the scorpion said, "Thou hast slain me, but by thy life my poison will yet rise to the crown of thy head, and slay thee also." Just so, every man who tries to get his iniquity, his moral perversity, out of his sight, him Hakadosh Baruch Hu punishes. Every man who tries to get his iniquity out of his sight, him Hakadosh Baruch Hu punishes. But every man who is afraid of it, him Hakadosh Baruch Hu forgives. Hence, here, even in today's psalm in Mizmor Non Aleph, Psalm 51, he breaks with the 5th verse. It is said, "I know my transgressions, and my sin, my uckery, is ever before me, is ever before I. Ki fishai ani eda, for I know my transgressions. Ki fishai ani eda, I know, I'm cognizant. Where chatati negdi tamid, and my sin, my uckery, with chatati, my missing the mark, chatati, my uckery, my sin, with chatati, negdi, opposed to me, to say before me, opposed to me, right, before me, tamid, always, continually, itinually. Ki fishai ani eda, with chatati negdi tamid. For thee only have I sinned, that thou mayest be justified when thou speakest. Here, today's Psalm 51, Mizmor Non Aleph. Here, the 6th verse, the Vav verse right here. For the I only, have I sinned, have I ucked up, that the I mayest be justified when thou speakest. Lecha, levadecha, chatati, against thee only have I sinned. Leka, lebadeka, chatati, that thou mayest be justified when thou speakest. Le ma'an, titzadak, bit davreka, when the I speakest, bit davreka. Against thee only have I sinned. Leka, lebadeka, chatati, that thou mayest be justified, mayest be righteous. Le ma'an, titzadak, when thou speakest. Bit davreka. To whom may David be likened, may be compared, may be likened? To a man who broke a limb and came to a physician. The physician marveled and said, quote, "How great is thy break! I am much distressed on thy account." The man with the broken limb said, "Art thou distressed on my account? Was not my limb broken for thy sake, since the fee is to be thine?" Again, to whom may David be likened, be compared? David may be compared to a man who broke a limb and came to a physician. The physician, he marveled and said, "How great is thy break! I am much distressed on thy account." The man with the broken limb said, "Art thou distressed on my account? Was not my limb broken for thy sake, since the fee is to be thine?" Just so David said to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, to the Holy One, blessed be he, the set apart one, prospered be he. For thee I only have I sinned. Lika, libadeka, chatati. Lika, to the I, for the I, male. Libadeka, libadeka, for the I only, for only the I. Lika, libadeka, for the I only. Chatati, have I missed the mark, have I upped up? shouldest thou receive me, Kabbalah me, receive me, then if thou sayest to transgressors, wherefore have y'all not yet repented, not had a change of heart, a change of mind? Wherefore, why? Lama, why have y'all not repented? All transgressors will submit to thee, to the eye. For all of them will behold me, will behold I. And I shall surely, I will for show enough, I will be a witness, I will testify that thou receivest, Kabbalah receivest the penitent, the repentant. Hence, here, Hakadosh, Baruch Hu, here the Holy One, blessed be He, the set apart, the sanctified one, prospered, increased be He, said, even in Isaiah, Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 4, behold, I have given him for a witness to the peoples. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the peoples. Hein, Ada, Lumim, Netatio, Nagid, Uamitz away, Lumim. Here the fuller verse from Isaiah, Isaiah 55, verse 4. Behold, I have given him a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. Hain, behold, Hain, Ada, witness, Lumim, to the peoples, Lumim. Natatio, I have given him Nagid, a leader, Ua Mitzaweh, and a commander, Leumim, to the peoples. Hain, Eda, Leumim, Natatio, modern Hebrew Natativ, but here ancient pointing, Natatio. Hain, Eda, Leumim, Netatio, Nagid, Ua Mitzaweh, Leumim. Look, behold, I have given him a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. And Ha'el, Almighty, Ha'elahim, gave as a witness not only me, not only I, Dawid, but called Yisrael, but all Yisrael. Since it is said even in Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 10, ye y'all, you all, y'all are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant, whom I have chosen. Atem edai nuum Yahuwah ve'abdi hashara ba'charti lim'ana ted'ua ve'taminu li ve'tabinu ki ani hu lefanai lo notzar el ve'achrai lo yihye. Here, full of verse, ye y'all are my witnesses, says Yahuwah, says Jehovah, and my servant whom I have chosen, that y'all may know and believe I, and credit I, and believe I, and understand, overstand that he, before me, there was no there was no God, no power, no God form, neither shall there be after me. Here. Atem, Edai, Nu'um, Yahuwah, Ve'abdi, Asher Bacharti, Lim'ana, Ted'u, Ve'taminu li, Ve'tabinu ki ani hu, Lefanai lo notzar el, Ve'achrai lo yihye. Yahuwah, Jehovah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hashem, gave as a witness not only me, not only I, Dawid, but called Yisrael, but Israel Hulu, but all Israel, since it is said, Atem, ye y'all, Edai, my witnesses. Atem, Edai, y'all, my witnesses. Nuum, Yahuwah, the oracle, Nuum, Yahuwah, the oracle of he who be, who he be, and my servant, Abdi, and my servant, whom I have chosen. Asher Bacharti, Atem Edai Num Yahuwah we Abdi Asher Bacharti 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 Bacharti.
You know we are Israelites. You know we are Israelites. You know we are Israelites.
David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd.
It is good that you are here to record this picture of me in my palace garden at Addis Ababa. People who see this throughout the world will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd, one shepherd, one shepherd, one shepherd, one shepherd. Psalm 51. Psalm 51. Psalm 51.
מזמור נ"א למנצח מזמור לדוד. בבוא אליו נתן הנביא, כאשר בא אל בת שבע.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. Thy loving kindness, thy loving kindness, thy loving kindness.
חונני אלוהים כחסדך.
According unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgression, my transgression, my transgression.
כרוב רחמך מחף שעי.
Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, my lips, my lips.
Adonai שפתי תפתח, 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 תפתח.
And my mouth shall show forth thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise.
ופי יגיד תהילתך, 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 תהילתך.
For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O God, I will not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar, 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 upon thine altar.
Amen. 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 Play my cause, so Lord, with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me. Take all them shield and buckle and stand up for my health and drought, also the spirit stop the way against them that persecute me. Dear to my soul, I am thy salvation. But I am, I'm telling. Amen. 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 The Lord of my life, let me tell you my salvation. Jah, play my cause, so Lord, with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me. Take all them shield and buckle and stand up for my health and drought, also the spirit stop the way against them that persecute me. Dear to my soul, I am thy salvation. But I am, I'm telling. Amen. The Lord of my life, let me tell you my salvation. Wanna hear me? I'm say, who shall I fear? Not even hidden them in a Babylon. Wanna hear that? Me say me look and tell them we no fear Obia man. Because the whole of them a con man. Me not gonna mix up with the then congregation. Because the whole of them a demon. Me say the some a play God, the whole of them a Satan. And them a vipers and vagabond. Me say me living on the belly of the beast of Babylon. Me have to shot like a lion. Me a go take the long road up to River Jordan. Me have to reach Mount Zion. And me say in my father's house there are many mansions. In only York of the covenant. You tell him. I me say Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin it against you only, me have to devour me adversary. Only hear me Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin it against you only, me have to devour me adversary. Forgive me Jah, cause if I sin it against you only. Wanna hear me? Come and say, man to man is living unjustly. Some man we can't trust nobody. And ever we go trouble come trouble we. Me never found a me enemy. I know the wicked them a perplex with tranquility. But that's a simple atrocity. Cause I always been living in adversity. But it still now go break me. Let him without sin come find me guilty. That I'm me judge and me jury. And some a call me bad and some a say me crazy. But them accusing me wrongly. I me say Heavenly Father the Almighty, and Him a guide and protect me. I'ma tell him. I me say Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin is against you only, me a pity for me adversary. I me say Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin is against you only, me a pity for me adversary. Let us Jah. Are you alone and we guide and say, wanna hear me? How we die rod and I stop, Jah comfort we. And Jah will never leave we lonely. And me say nothing in this world is impossible today. Him are the key to eternity. And him we sleep on silent and him we walk and see. Him are the highest supremacy. Say Jah work miracle and create history. Me know me read it in the prophecy. Them said him walk with the cross down to Calvary. A sacrifice to forgive away. Say one love, one God, and me say one destiny. That's the truthful prophecy. I'ma tell him. I me say Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin it against you only, me I devour me adversary. I me say Jah, me I beg you forgive me. Master God, me I beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin it against you only, me a fi devour me adversary. I me say Jah, me a beg you forgive me. Master God, me a beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin is against you only, me a fi devour me adversary. I me say Jah, me a beg you forgive me. Master God, me a beg you forgive me. Cause if I sin is against you only, me a fi devour me adversary. Play my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me and fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of thy shield and buckler and stand up for my health and those also thy spirit stand against them that persecute me. Stand by my soul, I am thy salvation. Me lion, every hour on the highway, how me say, you got to hear with the general I say. I this a sound that come out and will lead the way. Amen.
Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong. All right, sabbatical studies, and for this Shabbat strong, Korach. Hebrew first word. Shalom, Chabarim, Shalom. Hebrew first words here for the 38th weekly Torah portion reading and feeding an annual Rastafari sabbatical studies. And for this Shabbat strong, Korach. Hebrew first words here we pick up with Numbers, the 4th book of Moses, the Hebrew book of Numbers, the Sefer Bamidbar, the cipher, the book in the wilderness. So we pick up with Numbers chapter 16, Habarim. Hebrew first words here. Wayikach Korach, Bain Yitzhar, Bain Kehat, Bain Lewi, with Datan, with Abiram, Bnei Eliab, with On, Bain Pelet, Bnei Reuben. Now, Korach, Hebrew first words, Wayikach Korach. And Korah took, literally the Hebrew first words, and Korah took, and he took men. Now, Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Pelet, sons of Reuben, took men. Hebrew first words here for this 38th RSS, Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong, this weekly Torah portion reading and feeding. Hebrew first words. Now, Korah, Wayikach Korach, Bain Yitzhar, Bain Kehat, Bain Lewi, with Datan, with Abiram, Bnei Eliab, with On, Bain Pelet, Bnei Reuben. Now Korah took men. Now Korah, Wayikach Korach, 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 Reuben. Now Korah took men. Now Korah, Wayikach Korach, 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 Wayikach Korach, 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 Korach,
Chase those crazy bullets out of the yard. Out of the yard. damn crazy. Chase those crazy ballers out of town. Still a little business stop, still till you don't stop, till you don't stop, till you don't stop, till you don't stop. Build your penitentiary, we build your schools, brainwash education to make us the fools. Hatred your reward for our love, telling us of your God above. We gonna chase those crazy, chase those crazy bumpers, chase those crazy bullets out of the yard. We gonna chase those crazy, chase those crazy bumpers, chase those crazy bullets out of the yard. Here comes the con man, coming with his con plan. We won't take no bribe, we've got to stay alive. We gonna chase those crazy.
Chase them crazy. Chase them crazy. Chase them crazy. We gonna chase those crazy bullets out of town. We gonna chase those crazy bullets out of town. I and I build the cabin. I and I plant the corn. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Now you look me with the scorn. Then you eat up all my corn. We gonna chase those crazy. We gonna chase them crazy. Chase them crazy bullets out of town. We build your penitentiary, we build your schools, brainwash education to make us the fool. Hatred is your reward for our love, telling us of your God from above. We gonna chase them crazy, chase them crazy bumpers, chase them crazy, chase them crazy bullets, chase them crazy bullets out of town. Now here comes the gunman, coming with his gun plan. We won't take no bribe, we got to stay alive. We gonna chase those crazy, we gonna chase those crazy, chase those crazy bumpers, chase those crazy, chase those
sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong. 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 Shabbat Strong.
As we enter, come the way to get on the biggest adventure. Must be the venture that you ever thought you could touch out potential. Must be a essential. You beat and rock the lyrical official. Send out the order, laws and the ritual. Burn candles, say prayers, paint heroes. It is truth, we big news, we hood heroes. For Arthur Anchor, we come to bunker. On a bad man, we not play Willy Wonka. And I got the nerd, I got the top. We can blaze it up on your block if you wanna. Or haze it up, stash spots in a Hummer. Or you can run up and get done up. Or get something that you want, none of. Unlimited amount you collect from us, direct from us. With intellectual, and I'm shrewd about decimal. And my man to speak patois, and I can speak rap star. Y'all feel me, even if it's in Swahili. A body Ghani, Missouri Donna. Switch up the language, I move to Ghana. Salute and honor, real revolution rhymers. Rhythm piranha, like two Obamas. Unfold the drum. Word is out, the stereo you heard about. Now it's into your country to turn it out. Finding the verses till they scream murder out. The king's back, time to return the crown. Who won it? Tuck your chain with you coming, renegade that appeal you back like new hunters. Bet your juice on it, you don't wanna lose on it. Either move on or move on.
We're gonna chase those praises, chase those praises, bumpers, chase those praises, bullets out of the yam.
Queens of Kingston, touch up with use and govern the kingdom. Rise of the I can see the fear in your eyes, realize you could die in the instant. I can hear the sound of your voice when you move, lose your life like voice in the kitchen. Snitch, I can see him on himself and he wetting up his thighs and he trying to resist it. Switching, I can feel it digging up like I'm around and keep persisting. That's how you end up in the hit, in a bad man business. No evidence, crime to fingerprintless, slow, effortless. That's why like the weekend, no pressure, way comfy and decent. Business or feasting, hunting season, and frankly speaking. Word is out, the stereo you heard about. Now I've been to your country to turn it out. Writing the verses till they scream murder out. The king's back, time to return the crown. Who won it? Tuck your chain with you coming. Renegade that and steal your back like new hunters. Bet your juice on it, you don't wanna lose on it. Either move on or move on it. Word is out, the stereo you heard about. Now I've been to your country to turn it out. Writing the verses till they scream murder out. The king's back, time to return the crown. Who won it? Tuck your chain with you coming. Renegade that and steal your back like new hunters. Bet your juice on it, you don't wanna lose on it. Either move on or move on.
We're gonna chase those praises, chase those praises, bumpers, chase those praises, bullets out of the yam.
Yes, yes, yes. Shabbat Shalom, Sembet Salam. Right here, Korah. Here we have this Torah portion, reading and feeding. 38th degree of our sabbatical studies here for Shabbat Korah. Shabbat Korah. Here, this Torah portion, reading and feeding, is about leadership and the rebellion to leadership and all the mess and havoc it can cause even for a whole generation. Here, this Torah reading and feeding for Shabbat Korah. Also right here, beginning a new month, a new moon. I think this is the fourth moon right here in the ecclesiastical, the Hebrew churchical year. And we have this generation, the theme of the generation, and perhaps also a Rhema tune, the generation gap. One of the Rhema tunes here for this Shabbat Korah is them crazy bald head right there. They're there because of Korah. Korah, the name itself means bald or bald-headed, but also Hebraically means ice, and the connection there with bald and ice. Like to bring that forward. Yes, bring that forward as well. But right here, also looking at the Haftarah, looking at the prophet's reading. Well, see, corresponding right here with the new month is Rosh Chodesh. So to keep things in good order right there, since Friday, this time getting into Sunday, first day for Shabbat Korah, and also new month and the Rosh Chodesh. new month, new moon, Baraka. Let's hear that. Let's hear that right here, here.
A Rosh Hodesh blessing for a good and prosperous new month. Yehi Ratzon Melafonecha Yahweh Eloheinu Ve'elohe Abotenu Shet Chadesh Eleinu Chodesh Tob Be'adonenu Yeshua HaMoshiach. Amen. May it be your will, Lord our God and God of our fathers, that you renew for us a good month in our Lord Yeshua, the Messiah. Amen.
Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong. Shabbat Strong. Shabbat Strong. Shabbat Strong.
This generation! This generation! This generation! This generation!
So here, this Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh is called Tammuz. It's called Tammuz after Babylonian captivity, but actually, biblically, according to the Hebrew Bible, here we're in the fourth month that is popularly called and referred to as Tammuz. So some of the Babylonian names for the months after the Judean, the Judahite, Black Jews of Persia after that return during the time of Ezra and Nehemiah. The fourth month that's called Tammuz. Very, very interesting because the name Tammuz is of Sumerian origin. Some scholars identify it as the name of a Sumerian so-called sun god, either Shamash or Demuzid or Shamash. Interesting because Shemesh, Hebraically, is the word for sun, the solar sun, who was thought to be responsible for the seasonal life, the death, and the rebirth cycle. That trifecta right there of life, death, and rebirth cycle. Now, the idolatry of Tammuz was something that Yahweh Eloheinu condemned. We have that in Ezekiel 8 and 14. So here, reason for the season, new month. Biblically, Hebraically, it's the fourth month after the Babylonian captivity. Adoption of the names Tammuz, and even in popular Judaism referred to as Tammuz. So here, Ezekiel 8 and 14 says, "Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the Beit of Yahuwah, of the house of Jehovah, and behold, there sat woman weeping for Tammuz." So the idolatry of Tammuz was something that Yahweh Eloheinu condemned. Point of reference, Ezekiel 8:14. Though despite the prophet Han-Nabi's warning, Tokahot, his warnings, admonitions, the Bnei Yisrael, the Yisraelim, the Israelites, they persisted in it. That led to the destruction of the Beit Mikdash, of the holy house, the holy temple. Now there is the fast of the fourth month, also referred to as the fast of Tammuz, that marks the beginning of what's known as the 3 weeks of sorrow. The 3 weeks of sorrow. What is the 3 weeks of sorrow? It's a 21-day period of national mourning for the destruction of the Haykal, of the temple. That is completed on the 9th of the 5th month, known as the Tisha B'Av. Now this season, the 2024 Chodesh of the 4th month, called Chodesh Tammuz, begins on the Friday, July 5th at sundown, and it fully ends, in the two hemispheres on Sunday, July 7th at what they call nightfall. We had the Rosh Chodesh of the 4th month, so Torah-wise the 4th month, but so we can understand the prophecy and what's in the scripts, also the reference to this month's new moon called Tammuz. But scripturally, biblically, it's the 4th month. Anticipates the beginning of the 3 weeks of sorrow, that mourning for Zion, for Zion, destruction of the Hekal, the temple of Yerushalayim, of Jerusalem. And that right there is what led to the captivity of the southern kingdom, the tribe of Judah, Yehudi, Jews. Now, we humbly ask right here in this season, this time, that Yahweh Eloheinu help us to turn to him, and to do teshuvah, to repent to him. Here, reason for the season, in this time right here, and give thanks to Aina Chaber, Yifti, Ras Yifti, right, for the Rosh Chodesh Baraka right there. Basically, once again, may it be your will, Yahweh Eloheinu, he who be, we be our Elohim, and the Elohe, the Elohim of our fathers, our patriarchs, that you renew for us, for I and I, a good month in our Adonenu, Yeshua HaMoshiach. Here. The Ivrit, the Hebrew right here. Yehi Ratzon Milfaneka. May it be Ratzon, pleasing, acceptable, favorable. Yehi Ratzon Milfaneka, and I present Yahweh Eloheinu, he will be, we be our Elohim. Welohe Abotenu, and the Elohim, almighty power of our patriarchs, of our fathers. Shete Hadesh, that you renew Aleinu upon us. Shete Hadesh Aleinu Chodesh Tov, a Chodesh, a moon, a month, a new month, Tov, a good month, a good moon. Ba'adonenu, and I Adon Yeshua HaMoshiach. Amen. Amen. So right here, just for the reason for the season, because these three weeks are interesting as you lead up to Tisha B'Av, the 9th of the 5th month, the 9th of the month of Ab. Ab is also Father right there, commemorating the destructions of the temples, the Solomonic temple, Solomon's temple, right, as well as the second temple. But here, this Torah reading and feeding, Korach, for Shabbat, Korach, touching on the 4 rebellions in this Torah reading and feeding, this generation here. Also speaking on the classes of the Israelites, the Kohanim, the priests, the Levites, the rank and file Israelites. This Torah reading and feeding, we have the Matanot to Kohuna, the gifts to the Kohanim, the priests, and the Ma'aser, the tithes to the Lewim, the Levites, and the fate. What was the fate of this rebellious, embittered and rebellious wilderness, this wilderness generation right here. Now the Haftarah, for the Haftarah, the prophet's reading, I'm not too sure if the Haber is recorded, whether it was the Yeshaya, Isaiah, here in this season, this time corresponding with this Rosh Chodesh at this time, or the Shemuel and Samuel. We have Samuel, the prophet Samuel right here. The prophet Samuel reading and feeding from 1 Samuel chapter 11, verse 14 to chapter 12, verse 22. And just briefly right here, pick up on it more. First day service, looking forward, top of the hour. The Haftarah reading overview. The Haftarah, the prophet's reading for Shabbat, Korach, Parshat, Korach. It likewise concerns a change in leadership for the Beit Yisrael, the Beit Israel. But it transports us to the time when Hanabi Shemuel, the prophet Samuel, anointed Shaul, anointed Messiah Shaul, or Saul, as the first Melech of Yisrael, the first king of Israel. Shemuel is a descendant of Kohath, from that same Mishpacha, that clan of Korah, gathered, right, the people, Amo Yisrael, to Gilgal, to, quote, renew the kingdom, the Malkut, Malkuto, and there recounted their history as a people from the time of the patriarchs, the Hebrew Trinity of patriarchs, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, up to the present time, when Nahash, the Ammonite, had threatened the Beit Yisrael, the Beit Israel, with bondage. In response to this threat, the Beit Israel, the Bnei Yisrael, the Israelites, they demanded the king Amalek to leave them. So when Nahash also connected with the Hebrew word for the serpent, Nahash, the Ammonite, when he threatened Yisrael with bondage, in response to that threat, the Beta Israel demanded Amalek, a king, to lead them. Shemuel told the people that their present condition was a result of their disobedience to Yahweh, to Jehovah, to Eloheinu, by worshiping the idols, the idolatries, and refusing him as their rightful Melech, as in Negus, even Negus and Neges. So Yahweh, Xavier, is the king and always was the king. And we see a return of that kingship to Yahweh, to Eloheinu. Our God is spirit. Those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So Yahweh, at the time of the Hanabi Shemuel, he allowed the Bnei Yisrael, the Israelites, to have a Melech, to have a Negus, even though this was a tacit rejection of his kingship, of Yahweh's kingship over Yisrael. But Shemuel, Samuel, he warns that having an earthly monarch would not change their condition, Lifnei Yahweh. They want to be as the other nations. And we have been having the Torah, prescription when that time would come about in Devarim and Deuteronomy. But only if the people and the new king submit to Yahweh, Jehovah, would it go well. Would it go well, even very well with them. Otherwise, they would be punished just as their patriarchs, their ancestors were. Shemuel, Hanabi, Shemuel, the prophet Samuel, demonstrated the truth of his words by calling upon Yahweh to perform a miracle, to show that he would indeed punish Amo, even Amo Yisrael, if they did not follow him. Even though it was the time of the wheat harvest, it was the time of the wheat harvest, and we're in the season of the Shavuot, the harvest, the wheat harvest, and rain was rare in the climate of ancient Yisrael. Shemuel called for a thunderstorm. While even here in this season, this time, the storms in the Caribbean, pray for the people, our people out there in Jamaica, Benjamin, and elsewhere in the Caribbean. Interesting, this season, this time, in the Torah reading and feeding, where Shemuel called for a thunderstorm, Ruach, Sa'ara, to come to show Amo, even Amo Yisrael, the people of Israel, that they sinned, they upped up by asking for a Melech, by asking for a Negus, by asking for a king. The people then were afraid that they had sinned by asking for a Melech. But Shemuel, Samuel, Hanabi, the prophet, comforted them with these words. He said, do not be afraid, Al-Tirao. Y'all have done all this evil. Yet do not turn aside from following Yahweh, but serve Jehovah with all your heart. And do not turn aside after the empty things that cannot profit or deliver, for they are empty. For Yahweh will not forsake Amo, his people, for his great name's sake, for the Hashem's sake, because it has pleased Yahweh to make you a people for himself. So right here, speaking about this generation, that generation. So I and this generation, let's take heed, take heed, take heed.
This generation.
So right here, that's right off the Baraka here for this Torah reading and feeding for Shabbat Orah.
Rastafari, Rastafari.
Shema Yisrael, here. Shema
Blessings
Yisrael.
of the Torah before the Torah portion reading in the Hebrew and English tongue. Baraku et Yahweh Hamvarak. Baruch Yahweh Hamvarak. Leolam Vayeh. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher bekarbenu mebo hamayim v'nutan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Yahweh noten ha-Torah. Bless Yahweh, the Blessed One. Blessed is Yahweh, the Blessed One, for all eternity. Blessed are you, Yahweh, our Almighty, King of the universe, who selected us from all the peoples and gave us his Torah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, giver of the Torah.
Because you have rejected his instructions.
Judge thine eye light, and I be a testament of the light that shineth within I. Humble lion, and I have to forward and reach Mount Zion. To be following the light of the Lamb and the Lion, the most holy one, the Father and the Son. Read it in the Old and the New Testament. Me I tell you to read up your Bible.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Give ear right here. Shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom. Yes, I for the Shabbat. Shabbat, Orach. Sabbath, Korah. Sabbath, baldhead. Sabbath, Korach. Sabbath, cold, right? Cold, baldhead. The meaning of the name Korach. Get into that as I move forward. But here. Give ear right here. This first Aliyah for Shabbat, Korach, Senbet Koreh,
B'Shem Ha'ab V'Habein V'Ruach HaKadosh Yahweh Echad. First Aliyah, the Rishon Aliyah, for this 38th sabbatical Torah portion, reading and feeding for this Shabbat strong. Vayikach Korach Ben Yitzhar Ben Kahat Ben Lewi with Datan Wa Abiram B'nei Eliab with On Ben Pelet B'nei Reuben. Here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that's known as Numbers, the Sefer Bamidbar. Numbers chapter 16, the years of wandering. Second item, the gainsaying of Korah, the gainsaying of Korach. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Lewi, and Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab and On, the son of Pelet, son of Reuben, took, and Vayikach Korah, and Korah took. And they rose up before Moshe with certain of the Bnei Yisrael, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the aggregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moshe and against Aharon, and said to them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation, aggregation are holy, every one of them, and the Yahweh is among them. Wherefore then lift ye y'all up yourselves above the congregation, aggregation of the Yahweh. And when Moshe heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake to Korah, and to all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Yahweh will shew who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him, even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near to him. This do, Zot, Esu. Take you census, Korah and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense, Aishin, in them, Lifnei Yahuwah, before Jehovah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Yahweh doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you. Ye sons of Lewi, y'all sons of Levi. And Moshe said to Korah, hear, I pray you, ye, y'all sons of Lewi, seemeth it but a small thing to you, that the Elohei Yisrael, the Elohim of Yisrael, hath separated you from the congregation, aggregation of Yisrael, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Yahweh, and to stand before the congregation, the aggregation, to minister to them. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Lewi, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye y'all the kahuna, the priesthood also, for which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Yahweh. And what is Aharon, that y'all murmur against him? And Moshe sent to call Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing, a small thing? Small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that, a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us to kill I and I Bamidbar in the wilderness, except thou, the I, make thyself altogether a prince over. Here, Shema, Israel. Give ear, Rastafari. Give ear, and hear, the Sheni. Here's the Sheni, Aliyah. The second Aliyah for this Shabbat, Korach, Senbet, Koreh. The Sheni Aliyah. Here, picking up at verse 14, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book that is called Numbers, Sefer Bamidbar. Numbers chapter 16, here at verse 14 for the Sheni Aliyah. Aflo illa eretza zabat chalab u debash ha bi otanu wa titen lanu nachlata sadeh wa karem ha Aine ha anashim ha hem te naker lo na ilah lo na ilah. Here for the Sheni, second Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah. Here picking up fourth book of Moses, Numbers chapter 16, verse 14. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey. A land that floweth with halal, halal debash, milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Lo, na ileh. Lo, na ileh. We will not aliyah up. And Moshe was very wroth and said to the Yahweh, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said to Korah, be thou and all thy company lifting Yahweh before Jehovah, thou, the I, and they, and Aharon tomorrow, and take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye all lifnei Yahweh before Jehovah, every man his censer, 250 censers, thou, the I also, and Aharon, each of you, his censer. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense, thereon, and stood in the door, the petach of the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, with Moshe where Aharon and Korach gathered all the congregation against them to the petach of the Ohel Moed, of the tent of meeting, the tabernacle of the congregation, and the kabodi Yahweh, and the glory of Jehovah appeared to all the congregation, to all the congregation.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohenu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Israel, Shema Rastafari Hoy. Give ear, right here, right here, right here, right here. Here. Shema is the Shalishi Aliyah, Anaphora, the offering up, the up offering, the Shalishi, the third Aliyah for this Shabbat, Orach, Sendet, Oreh. Here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book, called Numbers, at verse 20 for the Shalishi Aliyah, Anaphora, offering up for this Shabbat Korach. Here at verse 20, Numbers 16, verse 20. Why daber Yahweh illa Moshe wa illa Aharon lemor. He badlu mitoka ha'edah hazot. Why kale otama karaga. Here. Shalishi Aliyahem, the Yahweh spake to Moshe and to Aharon Lemor, saying, separate yourselves. He badlu mitoka ha'edah hazot. Separate yourselves from this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Why kale otam karaga. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of all, of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the aggregation? And they fell upon their faces and said, why yipulu Allah b'nehem, why yomru el Elohei haruchot l'kol basar. Shall one man sin, O El, the Elohim, Elohei haruchot, the Elohim of the spirits of the Irids, l'kol basar, for all flesh. Shall one man up, and wilt thou the eye be wroth, be rotted with all the congregation? And Yahweh Jehovah spake to Moshe Lemor, saying, speak to the aggregation, the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle, the tent of Korach, Datan, Abiram, and Abiram. And Moshe rose up and went to Datan and Abiram, and the Ziknei Yisrael and the elders of Yisrael followed him. And he spake to the congregation, saying, depart, I pray thee, from the tents of these wicked, these ratchet men, and touch nothing, no thing of theirs, lest ye all be consumed in all their akkaris, chadiyat, and all their sins. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korach, Datan, Abiram, and Abiram on every side, and Datan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children, and Moshe said, hereby ye all shall know that the Yahweh hath sent I to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh Jehovah have not sent I. But if Yahweh, if Jehovah make a new thing, make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain to them, and they go down quick into the pit. Then ye, y'all, shall understand that these men have provoked the Yahweh. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, the Bari, these words, that the ground clave asunder, that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertaineth to Korah, and all their goods, they and all that appertaineth to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation, the aggregation. And all Yisrael that were round about them fled at the cry of them, and they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from Jehovah and consumed the 250 men that offered Ishans, that offered incense. And now here, Shema Yisrael, Shema Rastafari, Chabarim, here at verse 36. Here when we get to verse 36 of the KJV, the King James Version, in the Hebrew Masorah, the Chumash, the Masoretic. In the Masoretic, this is where chapter 17, the Yod Zayin, Yud Zayin chapter, the 17th chapter begins right here, the 16th chapter ending at verse 35. So in some of the aliyot that we have forward, that's the Hebrew order, but right here at verse 36, we continue. But just note this right here, chapter 17 in the Hebrew begins at verse 36, at verse 35, chapter 16 ends, but here in the KJV, we are still in chapter 16. Verse 36, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers, chapter 16, KJV, verse 36. In the Hebrew Chumash, the Masoretic, this will be verse 1 of chapter 17. And the Yahweh, Jehovah, spake to Moshe, saying, speak to Eleazar, the son of Aharon HaKohen, Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hallowed, they are set apart. The censers of these uckers, of these sinners, against their own souls, their own psyches. Let them make them broad plates for a covering of the Mizbeach, ha-Mizbeach, the altar. For they offer them lifnei Yahweh, before Jehovah. Therefore they are hollow, they are set apart. And they shall be a sign to the Bnei Yisrael, to the sons, the children of Yisrael. And Eleazar HaKohen, the priest, took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of ha-mizbeach, of the altar, to be a memorial to the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aharon, come near to offer incense, lifnei Yahweh, before Jehovah, that he be not as Korah, 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 and as his company, as the Yahweh said to him by the hand of Moshe. But on the morrow, all the congregation, all the aggregation of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael, murmured against Moshe and against Aharon, saying, y'all have killed the people of the Yahweh. And it came to pass when the congregation, the aggregation gathered against Moshe, against Moses, and against Aharon, against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, the tent of meeting, the Ohel Moed, and behold, Hine, Ha, Etnan, Anan, the cloud covered it, and the the glory, the kavod of Jehovah appeared. And Moshe and Aharon came before the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting. And here in the KJV at verse 44, is the Rebi'i Aliyah. Corresponding in the Hebrew, the Masoretic, the Chumash, with Numbers chapter 17 verse 9. But here in the KJV, for those following along the KJV, in Numbers chapter 16 verse 44 is the fourth Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah, this Sabbath Korah, Senbed Korah. Here at verse 44 in the KJV, Numbers 16:44, King James Version, English Bibles, the Hebrew Masoretic, the Chumash. We're at Numbers chapter 17 verse 9 for the Rebi'i, the fourth Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah. Vayedaberi Yahweh el Moshe leimor. And the Yahweh spake to Moshe, saying, Heromu mitoka ha'edah hazot wa ekaleh otam k'rad'a Waya yiplu ala penehem. Get you up from among this congregation. Hey romu mitoka ha'eda hazot. Get the eye up from amongst this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Wa ekale otam k'raga, that I may consume them in a moment. Wa ekale otam k'raga. And they fell upon their faces. Wayipulu Allah penehem. And Moses said to Aharon, to Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off ha-mizbeach, from off the altar, and put on incense, aishans, and go quickly into the congregation, aggregation, and make an atonement, make an at-one-ment for them. For there is wrath, there is wrath gone forth from the Yahweh. The plague is begun. And Aharon took as Moshe commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among Ha'am, among the people, and he put on incense, and made an atonement for Ha'am, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Now, they that died in the plague were 14,700, beside them that died about the matter of Korah, And Aharon returned to Moshe to the Petach, to the door of the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tent of appointment, the tabernacle of the aggregation, and the plague was stayed.
For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire. Consuming fire.
Father and Son. Father and Son. Father and Son.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael. Give ear. And here, for this Shabbat Korah, here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called and known as Numbers. In the KJV, we are at Numbers chapter 17, the years of wandering. The third item here is Aaron's rod that budded. Here in the KJV, the English Bibles, the King James Version, it's Numbers chapter 17 here for the Chamishi Aliyah. But in the Hebrew, the Masoretic Torah text, or the Chumash, we are already in chapter 17, Numbers 17, verse 16. So in the Hebrew, for those following along the Hebrew, it is Numbers chapter 17, the Hebrew Masoretic text, chapter 17, verse 16, for this Chamishi. But here in the KJV, that corresponds to the King James Version, chapter 17, verse 1. So Shema for this Chamishi Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Korah, Senbet Koreh, picking up with Why Daberi Yahuwah El Moshe Lemor, and the Yahweh spake to Moses, saying, Daber, speak, Daber il bnei Yisrael, Wikach meitam matei, li beita av, meita kol nesihehem, לבית אבותם שניים עשר מטות איש את שמו תכתוב על מטהו. Here, picking up the KJV, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book of Numbers, chapter 17, verse 2. In the Chumash, the Hebrew, Numbers chapter 17, verse 17. Speak, daber, speak to the children of Israel, daber il bnei Israel, and take wikach, and take and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers. Wikach meitama mateh le beitaav, of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Me'eta kola nisiehem li beita votama shenem asar matota isha eta shemo tikatov al matehu. Write thou, the I, every man's name upon his rod. And thou shalt write Aaron's name, upon the rod of Levi. For one rod shall be for the head, for the rosh, for the ras, for the head of the house of their fathers. And thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tent of the appointment, before the testimony, where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall blossom, and I will make to cease from I, the murmurings of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. And Moshe spake to the Bnei Yisrael, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aharon was among their rods. And Moshe laid up the rods lifnei Yahuwah before Jehovah in the tabernacle of witness. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moshe went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, Hine, the rod of Aharon for the house, the bait of Lewi, the house of Levi, was budded and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms and yielded almonds. And Moshe brought out all the rods from Lifnei Yahuwah before Jehovah to all the Bnei Yisrael, to all the children, the sons of Israel. And they looked and took every man his rod. And here, for the here we have the Sheishi, or the sixth Aliyah, the sixth offering up, anaphora, for this Shabbat Korach, Senbet Ore. Here at verse 10 in the KJV, King James Version, it will be Numbers, 4th book of Moses, Hebrew book called Numbers, chapter 17, at verse 10 for the Sheishi. In the Masoretic text, in the Hebrew, the Chumash, it will be Numbers chapter 17, here at verse 25. So the correspondence for the realignment of the verses right here. Here picking up with the KJV, the English Bible, Numbers chapter 17 at verse 10. The Hebrew first word right here. Wayomer Yahweh ela Moshe ha-shiv etamat Aharon lifnei ha-edut le-mishamereta leot livnei meri u-tikal te-lunotama me-alai we-lo yamutu. And the Yahweh said to Moshe, to Moses, Wayomeri Yahweh el Moshe, bring Aharon's rod again before the testimony. Bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony. Ha-shiv eta mate Aharon lifnei ha-edut. To be kept for a token against the rebels. To be kept for a token against the rebel. Le mishmereta leot livnei meri. To be kept for a token against the sons of bitterness. The B'nai Vinei Meri, the B'nai Meri, the sons of bitterness, the rebels. And thou shalt quite take away their murmurings. Thou shalt quite take away Utekalate Luonotam Me Alai. From me, from I, that they die not, Wulo Yamutu. And Moshe did so. As the Yahweh commanded him, so did he. And the B'nai Yisrael, the children, the sons of Yisrael, spake to Moshe, saying, Behold, we, I and I die. We, I and I perish. We, I and I all perish. Behold, we die. We're lost. We're all lost. Whosoever cometh anything near to the tabernacle of the Yahweh, Jehovah, shall die. Shall we, I and I, be consumed with dying? And here, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers. At chapter 18, both the English KJV, King James Version, as well as the Hebrew, the Masoretic text, the Chumash, are aligned again. So both we are in chapter 18 according to the Masoretic, the Hebrew text, and according to the King James Version, the translation. Here at chapter 18, the wandering, the years of wandering, continuing in the theme of the years of wandering. The fourth item, Aaron, and the Levites, Ha-Lewim, the Lewawian, confirmed in their privileges and responsibilities. And the Yahweh said to Aaron, Thou, the I, and thy sons, and thy father's bait, thy father's house with thee, I, shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou, the I, and thy sons with thee, I, shall bear the iniquity of your kahuna, your priesthood, and thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father. Bring thou the I with thee, I, that they may be joined to thee, I, and minister to thee, I. But thou and thy sons with thee, I shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. And they shall keep thy charge and the charge of all the tabernacle. Only they shall not come near the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar ha-mizbeach, that neither they nor ye all also die. And they shall be joined to thee, and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the service of the tabernacle. And a stranger shall not come near to you, to the I. And ye all shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of ha-mizbeach, of the altar, that there be no wrath, no wrath, any more upon the Bnei Yisrael, upon the children, the sons of Yisrael. And I, Hine, behold, I have taken your brother in Halloween, the Lewawian, the Levites, from among the Bnei Yisrael, the sons and children of Israel. To you they are given as a gift for the Yahweh to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, the aggregation. Therefore thou, the I, and thy sons with thee I, shall keep your priest's office for everything of ha-mizbeach, of the altar, and within the veil, and ye all shall serve. I have given your priest office to you as a service of gift, and the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. And Yahweh and Jehovah spake to Aharon, Aaron, Hine, behold, look, see, here it is. I also have given thee the charge of mine heave offerings of all the hallowed things, set apart things of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael. To thee have I given them by reason of the anointing, and to thy sons by an ordinance forever. This shall be thine of the most holy things, the most set apart things, reserved from the fire. Every oblation of theirs, every meal mincha, meal offering, grain offering of theirs, and every chatat, sin akri offering of theirs, and every trespass, asham, guilt offering of theirs, which they shall render to me, to I, shall be most holy, most set apart for thee, and for thy sons. In the most set apart holy place shalt thou eat it. Every male zakar shall eat it. It shall be wholly set apart to thee, and this is thine, the heave offering of their gift with all the wave offerings of the Bnei Yisrael. I have given them to thee, and to thy sons, and to thy daughters with thee, by a statute forever. Everyone that is clean in Beitikah in the I bait, in the I house, shall eat of it. All the best of the oil and all the best of the wine and of the wheat, the first fruits of them, which they shall offer to the Yahweh, them have I given thee, I. And whatsoever is first ripe in the land, which they shall bring to the Yahweh, shall be thine. Every one that is clean in thine house, Beit Tikah, in the I Beit, shall eat of it. Everything devoted, I voted in Yisrael, shall be thine. Everything that openeth the matrix of all flesh, which they bring to the Yahweh, whether it be of man or beast, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man, of man, shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstling of unclean beast shalt thou redeem, and thou and those, Lika, and those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou, the I, redeem, according to thine estimation, according to thine valuation. For the money of 5 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs. But the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy, they are set apart. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon ha-mizbeach, and shall burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor, la Yahweh, to Jehovah. And the flesh of them shall be thine, as the wave breast and as the right shoulder are thine. All the heave offerings of the holy things, the holy things which the Bnei Yisrael offer la Yahweh to Jehovah, have I given thee, I, and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, I, by a statute forever, forever. It is a covenant of salt forever, lifnei Yahweh, before Jehovah, to thee, I, and to thy seed with thee, I. And the Yahweh spake to Aharon, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the Bnei Yisrael, among the sons, among the children of Yisrael.
Shabbat Tov, Shabbat Tov.
You know we are Israelites. 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 You know we are Israelites.
Yes. Shabbat Tov. First day service. Following this Shabbat Korach, 7th Aliyah, Haftarah, Brit Chadash, Aliyah, coming forward. Shabbat Tov, Bashem Yeshua. Have a good, strong, yes, I. Join I now in the ear and the irit. Yes, I. Shalom, Haverim, Shalom.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.